You've been cheated on by a narcissist and struggled emotionally in the aftermath? I will share at the end some immediate and effective strategies to cope emotionally with this betrayal. A victim of a cheating narcissist often feels a profound mix of betrayal, confusion, self-doubt, and emotional trauma. The experience is particularly devastating because it often is compounded by the narcissist's manipulation tactics such as gaslighting and blame shifting, which can make the victim question their own reality. Hi, my name is Maria, and I'm studying to become a life coach, specializing in narcissistic abuse and trauma recovery. I hope my videos are helpful, informative, and validating for you, whether you are presently in or have been in a narcissistic abusive relationship, or have a friend or family member that is or has been in a narcissistic abusive relationship, or maybe you have a friend or family member that is a narcissist, a boss, a colleague, a roommate. It doesn't have to be a romantic relationship. The fundamental trust in the relationship is shattered. The victim realizes the person they depended on for safety and security has violated that trust in a deeply personal way. Narcissists are masters of deceit and often lead double lives, making it hard for the victim to reconcile the charming persona they fell in love with during the love bombing phase with the persons capable of such betrayal. The victim may feel like they are going crazy or in an uncanny valley, not understanding how a human could do this. Victims frequently feel crazy because the narcissist often deny the infidelity or blame the victim for it. This leads to chronic self-doubt where the victim questions their own memories or perceptions. The narcissist will almost certainly deny the responsibility and blame the victim, making the victim believe they drove them to cheat. The victim may internalize this, questioning their own worth, attractiveness, or what they could have done differently to prevent the infidelity. Engineered by the abuser, many victims feel a gnawing sense of guilt, wondering what they did wrong to push the narcissist away, even though the cheating was a choice made by the abuser. The victim feels furious not just about the cheating itself, but the accompanying lies and deception, and the narcissist's lack of genuine remorse. The unpredictable nature of narcissistic abuse can lead to a constant state of anxiety and being on edge, constantly worrying about the future betrayals or the partner's next move. This can manifest in physical symptoms such as sleep disturbances, stomach problems, and muscle tension. In my worst abusive relationship, the narcissist repeatedly cheated on me with multiple different people. I was very aware of this. I didn't want to leave him, not because I was clingy and codependent, but because I knew as soon as I left he would be with another woman. My thought was, when I am with him, at least I know he's not cheating on me. Constant criticism and devaluation chip away at the victim's self-worth, leaving a profound sense of self-doubt and difficulty recognizing their former self. Constant devaluation during the relationship, followed by betrayal, can leave a victim feeling fundamentally unworthy, inadequate, or not enough. In my situation, I believe that no man would really love me for who I was as a person. I have believed they only wanted to be with me to use me alone. I know logically that that is not true. The double betrayal. Victims often feel a double blow, first from the cheating itself, and second because it was committed by a trusted person who may then mock or dismiss their pain. The narcissist often isolates the victim from friends and family, making the victim feel alone and unsupported when the betrayal occurs. The victim's healing process often involves processing these complex emotions, setting boundaries, and rebuilding their sense of self and trust, which can be challenging but achievable journey with the right support. Seeking professional help from a therapist specializing in narcissistic abuse and betrayal trauma can be very beneficial for recovery. Victims of a cheating narcissist often experience a profound and complex form of betrayal trauma. Unlike standard infidelity, this experience often is characterized by complete erosion of reality due to the narcissist's manipulation tactics. Post-infidelity stress disorder, or PISD, response mirrors the post-traumatic stress disorder, or PTSD, which is intrusive thoughts, flashbacks, discovering the affair, hypervigilance, which is being constantly on edge, and emotional numbness. Cognitive dissonance. Victims may struggle with conflicting beliefs, feeling love for the person who, knowing they are being hurt, by them. The cycle of love bombing, which is extreme affection followed by discard, the betrayal, creates an addictive emotional bond, making it exceptionally difficult for the victim to leave or stop craving the abuser's validation. For long-term stress can manifest insomnia, chronic fatigue, digestive problems, irritable bowel syndrome, autoimmune disorders, migraines, and unexplained muscle aches. I personally have experienced all of these because of the multiple times of betrayal, trauma, and post-traumatic stress disorder in my life. Many survivors feel like a shell of their own former self, having lost their hobbies, interests, and identity while trying to please the narcissist. Coping with betrayal by the narcissist requires strategies that address both the emotional trauma of infidelity and the specific manipulative tactics often used in narcissistic relationships. I have videos on gaslighting, reclaiming yourself after narcissistic abuse, trauma responses and managing them, why it's hard to leave a narcissist, complex trauma, self-care, grief, and how narcissistic abuse doesn't define you. Do not expect a genuine apology or accountability from a narcissist. Cheating is often about fulfilling their own needs for supply, not a reflection of your self-worth. Recognize that cheating is a choice made by the betrayer, not a result of your perceived flaws. Narcissists often shift the blame onto their partners to avoid responsibility. Learning about narcissistic personality disorder can help you demystify their playbook and understand that their behavior follows a predictable pattern of idealization, devaluation, and discard. For myself, learning about narcissistic personality disorder through other YouTube channels in my own niche profoundly helped me. I've spent thousands of hours studying NPD. I get my power back from my abusers by sharing my story on YouTube, and I want to help others heal. Like I say in my introduction, I hope it's helpful, informative, and validating for you. Engage with family and friends who have been sidelined during the relationship. Support, especially from others who understand the dynamics of narcissistic abuse and trauma, is vital for long-term stability. Spend time on hobbies or interests you may have sacrificed. Start by making small, minor daily decisions without second-guessing yourself to gradually rebuild autonomy. I have found myself again after losing myself for over 14 years. I love the outdoors and find it so healing emotionally. I love to hike, and I have since I was a teenager, but stopped for those 14 years. This is why I have my favorite hiking trail in the banner of my YouTube channel. Be kind to yourself regarding the time it takes to heal. Recovery is not linear. It is normal to have days of intense anger, sadness, or grief, even after making progress. I still experience grief, even this week. Coping with narcissistic partners' infidelity requires a shifting focus entirely away from their behavior and towards your own psychological protection. If you like my video and find it helpful, please like, share, and subscribe, and let me know if you have experienced narcissistic infidelity and how you have coped with it emotionally. And if you are still struggling emotionally, I would really like to hear your stories in the comments below. And also let me know if there is topics for future videos that you would like to hear about in the comments below as well. Now I will share the immediate and effective emotional coping strategies. When reflecting on the betrayal, ask yourself why you felt a certain way rather than what you were feeling. This distancing technique helps you label emotions precisely and prevents emotional flooding or reliving the trauma. Allow yourself to feel intense anger, hurt, and betrayal for a strictly defined window. After this period, make a conscious decision to shift into strategic self-care and life planning. On a regular basis until you feel you don't need it anymore, set aside 20 to 30 minutes daily to process grief and negative memories. Outside of that scheduled time, remind yourself that you will address these thoughts during the next allotted window, allowing yourself to function throughout the day. Reframe cheating as a part of a larger pattern of narcissistic manipulation and lack of empathy. Recognizing that the betrayal is a reflection of their disorder, not your worth, is essential for stopping self-blame. If you cannot go completely no contact due to children or finances, become emotionally non-reactive and boring. Give brief, neutral responses to starve them of emotional reactions they seek. I recommend to only communicate through limited email. Accept their betrayal as your closure. Narcissists rarely provide genuine apologies or accountability. Instead of waiting for them to own up, use their act of betrayal as a final evidence needed to close the chapter yourself. No explanation boundaries. When setting limits, do not justify or explain your choices. Narcissists use explanations as openings for further manipulation. Immediately seek medical screening for STDs, as narcissists often have a history of multiple partners or secret lives. Infidelity by a narcissist often causes betrayal trauma, keeping your body in a high-stress state. Using grounding techniques, for example, identify 5 things you can see, 4 things you can touch, 3 things you can hear, 2 you smell, and 1 you can taste, or box breathing, which is inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 4 seconds, exhale for 4 seconds. Do this 4 times. This calms your physical and emotional responses. Engage in activities like swimming, long walks in nature, calming music, rocking in a chair, swinging, a weighted blanket, or other things that calm you to help emotional trauma. Document every small step towards independence or emotional stability. This helps combat the gaslighting effect by creating a concrete record of your progress in reality. Keep a validation journal to record facts and feelings, helping you anchor yourself in the truth. I will see you in the next video.